the maiden voyage.
Well, that didn't work at all. I don't know what's going on. FPV is one of the most frustrating but fun things also. Man, I just wanted to fly. I charged all the batteries up, took forever, and now I don't know why it's not working. I'm gonna have to ask somebody who knows more than I do. I asked somebody who knows more, and apparently it might just be that the front propellers need to be swapped. I think they just accidentally put the wrong ones when they sent it to me. So hopefully that's an easy fix. Just had a major crash. Oh no. Hopefully it's fine. FPV, ups and downs. The ups and downs of FPV. Oh my gosh. The battery, it's fine except for the battery seems to have disappeared. Where the heck did the battery go? It's not gonna explode on me, is it? Seems pretty fine. Just a little crack in the plastic there. LiPo batteries scare the crap out of me. All right, I think we survived our first crash of the 5-inch. Still getting used to this one.
For my feelings sometimes got misdirected, you know what to say. And I was telling myself many lies, just like the old days. So is that what you want? I will bring it in.
Okay, I think that's enough FPV. My hands are literally shaking from the adrenaline. Thanks Rotor Riot for making those drones for me, because I'm just not very good at making the drones, but I love flying them. 2 minor crashes. I'm gonna call them minor because the drone still works. It literally feels like you're flying sometimes. It's absurd. Oh, so fun, but my heart. Oh, the stress. Carrying a 1-wheel up those stairs never gets easier. Okay, let's talk about my brand new vlogging setup. Okay, first off, the GorillaPod hasn't changed. I'm still using the same GorillaPod. I think GorillaPods are still the best tool for vlogging, for YouTube content. Just nothing better has been made so far, so that's what I'm using. But the microphone and the camera are both different now. This new little guy right here is the Deity D4 Duo, and it's unlike any camera microphone that I've seen personally before, because it doesn't have just one capsule, it has 2 capsules. It records both forwards and backwards. And this video is actually sponsored by Deity because I want to give away some of these to you guys. We're giving away 3 of these Deity D4 Duos. All you gotta do is subscribe to my channel and their YouTube channel, and then comment down below with your Instagram handle. That's it. You can win one of these new D4 Duos. Okay, so why would you have 2 capsules, one pointing forwards and one back? Well, it's really handy for us vloggers for when we're talking to the camera like this, and then we wanna, show off, weird flex, but okay, the Mac Pro here. I'm still being recorded on the back microphone here, and then I can switch it back around, and then I'm on the front microphone. Or if I'm, hanging out with somebody and I want to point it to them and be able to record their talking and my talking without my talking behind the camera being all muffled and not that nice. It's pretty smart, pretty ingenious, and I feel like this is like a microphone made for vloggers. Yeah, you could use it in like an interview type thing, but that's not really gonna be the most beneficial because usually you're not quite close enough to the microphone, so it's not gonna sound that great anyways, unless you're like, both of you are really close to the camera. But for YouTubers, for vloggers, this microphone is incredible. It doesn't need battery, no charging, you just plug it in, it's always working, that's really great. I also noticed because it's the dual capsule, it's a little bit better weighted than like the Rode Micro, for example, which feels like it's flopping so much because it's so front heavy. This one's more like balanced there, so it doesn't flop around as much. I feel like that's probably gonna give you better audio. And it's interesting, with a dual capsule, you can actually separate the 2 microphones in post. So, if the back microphone needed to be muted or was too loud or too quiet, you can adjust that. And then if you don't need both microphones, it actually has an input where you can plug in, let's say, a lav mic, and now you're getting the front microphone and a lav microphone at the same time. Again, that could be really handy for vloggers. So, this is gonna be really great audio. I'm pretty close to the camera. But then let's say I go like way over here, the audio is not gonna be that good. But if I was wearing a lav and I plugged it in there, I could just switch to the lav and it would sound great. That's so smart. And there's also a switch on top so you can just make it so the front one is recording. Just very, very smart. I love it when companies come up with something new that actually solves problems, solves real world problems, and not just these like gimmicky upgrades that don't really, affect us in the end. And then of course we have a brand new camera. The EOS R has been my favorite vlogging camera for a really long time, but yeah, I could use some upgrades. It was always a little bit underwhelming, but it just worked really well for vlogging. Now we got the R5, which is basically just like the R, but way better. We got 8K, which I'm probably not gonna use that much, but we got 4K, really great. We got 4K 120, amazing. Just everything that I need, really. And honestly, I haven't had any like real world overheating issues yet. There hasn't been a time where it started to overheat and I couldn't film something. In fact, it hasn't overheated once yet in my like real world, how I would normally use a camera, not just trying to make it overheat. But I will say the editing is a little crazy. The files are not the easiest in either Final Cut or in Premiere. It's very, very slow. Unless you're using like proxies, you are just gonna drive yourself crazy. At least on my 16-inch MacBook Pro, which I most of the time edit from right now because I can take it to the office, take it home. It's really easy to just have everything on there right now. It is very slow. Be forewarned, it'll definitely drive you crazy at times and it will slow down your workflow, unfortunately. But other than that, I feel like there was so much drama around this camera, and then you start using it and it's just like the R. It's just like the R. There was so much drama around the R. I feel like, I don't know how many people said like, you're only using it because you're being paid. I've never gotten paid by Canon. I don't think I ever will get paid by Canon. So far, I'm liking it a ton. The only thing I wish it had was C-Log 3, which is on the cinema cameras. And it's just better dynamic range, more dynamic range than C-Log, what we have here. Yeah, that's probably the only thing I wish it had. Other than that, it's pretty much a perfect camera. The overheating maybe for some people, but for me, hasn't been an issue. And of course, my lens of choice is the 15-35 f2.8 stabilized lens. It is probably the best wide angle lens. It is very expensive, but it is really, really nice. And then the PM Polar Pro Variable ND, that is my go-to. That's my vlogging setup. Now I will say the vlogging setup is subject to change. I still have my Sony a7S III pre-order, and I'm gonna use that and see which one I end up using more. But I will say the D4 Duo is a really great microphone. They did say that they've just like sold out everywhere, so you might have to wait a little bit if you're gonna order one. I think like 5 weeks even. That just says it's a very, very popular microphone. Guys, should I do an office tour finally? I feel like I've just been like putting it off for so long, trying to make it like perfect, but it's never perfect. There's always things that I want to do, but I think it's in pretty good shape. I'm really happy with, I should be turning that sign on. I'm really happy with this whole thing, that just, yeah, loving the office. Beautiful light coming in. It's also cold. Oh, fall is great, but winter, I don't miss it. Just eating my pizza here, and that is a skunk in that cage.
You are not releasing a skunk. You are not releasing a skunk near me while I eat my dinner.
What is going on?
What the heck? Like, no, they're literally gonna release it right there.
Nah, they're gonna keep going.
No, Matti, I will karate kick that thing if it comes running this way.
Bye, skunk.